Okay, so we'll go to the 2012 paper now. 2012. Assume that in an economy operating at equilibrium, exports are 400, imports are 500, taxes are 1,002, government purchase 1,005, savings are this level of investment. Can you tell me, guys, when you see these terms, what is the approach we need to use? What method? This is like a baby's question, right? This is like a grade 5 question. What approach should we use, guys? We need to use the W equals J approach, right? So what is the W equals J approach telling us? That is telling the savings, taxes, and imports will equal to investment, government spending, and export. So we have to find investment. Everything else is given to us. Are these even questions? No. Savings key. Okay. Exports 400. Imports 500. Taxes 1,200. Government spending 1,500. Okay. Savings 1,000. Okay. Right. Can you all move it around and give me investment case? These are free marks. Okay. When you see a question like this is nothing. So how much is investment case? Investment is 800. Good. Okay. Done. So question 22, answer number 2. Moving to the next, 23. Which of the following will result in the greatest increase in aggregate demand? What do you think? The greatest increase in aggregate demand is going to come from what? Okay, tell me first. If you increase taxes by 100 million, what will happen to aggregate demand? If you increase taxes, consumption is going to fall, aggregate demand is going to fall. So this will not even increase aggregate demand, therefore wrong. Second one, if you decrease taxes by 100, so if you decrease taxes by 100, okay, consumption will increase, aggregate demand will increase. Fine, okay, good. Third one, increase government purchases by 100. Good. So if you increase government purchase by 100, government purchase increase, aggregate demand increase. Okay. Fourth one, increase government purchases by 100 coupled with 100 million increase in tax. So this is like a balanced budget story, you know, where you increase government expenditure by 100 and increase taxes also by 100. By how much do you think aggregate demand will increase by? By how much will aggregate demand increase by if this happens? If you increase taxes and government spending both by 100, will aggregate demand be change will be 0 or will it increase by something? Most of you are giving me the wrong answer. If you increase taxes, aggregate demand comes down. If you increase government spending, aggregate demand goes up. Right. My question is, if you do both of these together, what will happen? Will aggregate demand remain the same, or if something else would happen? The aggregate demand, remember guys, aggregate demand will increase by 100. For all those who told me same, please go to your unit, right, and learn the story of the balance budget multiplier, which you all don't know, right? Learn the balance budget multiplier. Okay, I'll teach it if we have a question in the MCQ, but learn that part, guys. Balance budget multiplier, how it works. My theory revision class people, I saw you all also giving the wrong answer. Recording is there, please go and watch. Okay. So, right. Fifth one, 100 million increase in government purchase, good. Coupled with 100 million decrease in tax, even better. Don't you think that one is your answer there? Now, if you decrease tax, it's good. If you increase government spending, also good. If you do both of that together, don't you think the effect will be even more? If you increase government spending also, and on the same side, if you decrease taxes also, better, no? So they are asking you which will result in the greatest increase. Now, answer number 2 also results in an increase. Answer number 3 also results in an increase. 4 also results in an increase. But they are not asking what is resulting in an increase. No. They are asking which of this will result in the greatest increase. Right? So which of this will result in the greatest increase? The greatest increase will come from answer number 5. Is that clear, guys? Why does a decrease in tax lead to increase in aggregate demand? Because when taxes go down, okay, so when taxes decrease, what happens? Your disposable income increases. Remember, y minus t equals yd, right? So when your taxes come down, disposable income increases. Disposable income increases means your consumption increases. Consumption is a part of aggregate demand, C plus I plus V plus NX. So consumption increases, aggregate demand increases. Is that clear? That's how when taxes go down, aggregate demand increases. Okay. Is that because 2 coming in a positive effect? I'll come to the balance budget. Okay. Then we'll go to 24. Okay, this is the question that I told you from the 2 equations that we learned. Very simple. What are they saying? Autonomous expenditure increases by 100, leads to an increase in GDP of 500. Then for that economy, MPC must have been. What are our 2 equations? Right? I'll write it until you get familiar. Multiplier is equal to 1 over 1 minus MPC. Second one, the multiplier is equal to change in national income divided by change in autonomous expenditure. What have they given us in our question? They have said autonomous increase by 100. Okay. Autonomous expenditure increases by 100. They have told that leads to an increase in GDP, that is national income, that increases by 500. So can you tell me how much is my multiplier then? They have given me the 2 information that is there in red. So my multiplier is 5 times. Okay. So what are they asking for me? They are asking from me for the MPC. So let's put the 5 over here now. So can you work around and tell me how much is the MPC? You don't even have to do this question, guys. You all should know by now, right? By now, I think you all should be knowing this. If the multiplier is 5, MPC here. If the multiplier is 5, how much is the MPC? You can formally do it. The formally is 1 minus MPC equals 1 over 5, right? 1 over 5, that is 0.2. So 1 minus MPC is 0.2. MPC is equal to 1 minus 0.2 equals 0.8. You don't even have to waste time doing this. Okay, now in A-level questions, don't waste time, right? You don't have to show the method. You can get this done in your head. Autonomous expenditure increasing by 100, national income increasing by 500 means multiplier is 5. Multiplier is 5 means MPC is 0.8. That is all your thinking has to be. I am showing you the formal workings, but I am telling you, if you are still not into that level means you have to practice more questions. Because I'm telling you, because I remember when I was doing A-levels also, by looking at the question, I can tell the MPC. But if you're still putting it to the equation and still doing that, that means you have not practiced enough. Okay. How many of y'all can do this without doing at any equation? You can do it from your head now. Yes. Can do it from your head. If you've done it from your head that means you have done enough questions, you're okay. If you're still looking at the equation, putting the numbers, now I am putting the equation because I want to teach you all, right? But I'm telling you, when you're going to A-levels, you need to be at a level that you can do it in your head. Okay? 24 is 4. We'll go to 25. Question number 25 says, in an economy when nominal GDP is 5,000 billion and money supply is 1,000 billion, velocity of size, this comes from unit number 7 though, but we'll do it, no problem, right? What is the equation? Now I did this recently also in the fast track class, no, in the paper velocity of circulation. MV equals PT, or you can say PY. They are saying nominal GNP. Remember, this entire PT is what you call the nominal BP or nominal GNP. That is 5,000. So money supply is 1,000. So if money supply is 1,000, how much is my velocity of circulation? Are these even questions, no? How much is the velocity of circulation? Well, 1,000 into how much is 5,000? 1,000 into 5. 1,000 into 5. Right. So answer number 3. Okay. Okay, 25 is done. Then we'll go to 26. Diagram below shows the different equilibrium income level for an economy under different aggregate demand conditions. Aggregate demand 2, aggregate demand 1, consumption function, YF, Y2, all of is there. If the full employment level is YF, full employment. Okay. They are asking which distance measures the inflationary gap. So Y so this is the aggregate demand. This is the Y equals E line. This is your full employment level. So which distance measures the inflationary gap? How are you going to give? Now, what is an inflationary gap? An inflationary gap is where you're at equilibrium above full employment. You're at equilibrium above full employment. So they're talking about if you're at equilibrium at aggregate demand 2, right? So which one is the inflationary gap then? The inflationary expenditure gap is the difference between these two. The inflationary output gap is the difference between these two. So what have they given us? See. So difference between these two, you can say R and H or G and K. Have they given R and H or G and K? R and H is there, right? Can be your answer. Or they have to give YF, Y2, inflationary output gap. Have they given anything like YF, Y2? Nah, YF, Y2 is not there. So inflationary gap, you can go with that distance. Is that clear, guys? You all remember the diagram? Yes, inflationary gap, you can also call it expansionary gap. Fine. Okay. Remember, guys, what's the difference between this gap and this gap? This is what you call an inflationary expenditure gap. You know, this axis is the expenditure axis. No? Then what is this? This difference is called the inflationary output gap. Okay. So guys, I'm not going into very theory again. Just to summarize this part, in my tutor and all, it's there at the end of unit number 6. Should be there in your one also. Okay. Yeah, you can call the income gap. No problem. Okay. So there is something called a full employment level of income that they will give you in the question. So in this question, they have told us full employment level of income here YF. You can actually be at equilibrium either above full employment or you can be at equilibrium below full employment. If you are at equilibrium above full employment, we call it an inflationary output gap. If you are at equilibrium below full employment, we call that a unemployment or a recessionary output gap. Above inflationary, below recessionary. Okay, just have that in mind. So in this question, they are at equilibrium above full employment. They're asking for the inflationary gap. So that's how you work that through and check with your note. Right. Okay. 26, that's it. Okay. How much did you all get right? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 5. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2. At least 3. By your level, guys, now I feel at least you all should get 3 done. And but if you are part of the fast track, at least 4 more, right? Because you all would have done very similar questions or much harder questions in the fast track program. Okay. Now, right. 2012 done.